every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! My name is Ruta and welcome to the 292nd day of my challenge where I'm gonna try another cookie recipe. I have to be honest, I don't think I tried any cookie recipe on my challenge where I wouldn't like them. I mean, I just like cookies in general. I think from all the kinds of desserts, these are my go-to. Like, I would choose cookies over anything else first. So cookies, I feel like it's really hard to screw them up. So this recipe, let me see if I can remember the name. White chocolate, cranberry, coconut cookies. That's what they are. And if you think, oh my god, this is one of those let's look fancy kinds of recipes, it's actually not. This is basically cleaning out your pantry recipe. White chocolate, cranberries, and then what was the third one? Oh, coconut flakes are the things you can substitute with anything you have left over. I feel like these sorts of recipes are super good after the holidays when you really do have like little bits and pieces of everything. Of course, for today I went and collected all the ingredients, but you know what I mean. And the last thing I wanted to mention is the chocolate chips. Now, I know I'm not the only one who cannot find like beat white chocolate chips or maybe just simple like chocolate chips. I know in Lithuania it's very interesting. In Lithuania it's really hard to find chocolate chips in general. In Turkey it's not that easy to find white chocolate chips. I did find them once, but in such a huge bag that I was like, oh my god, my lifetime won't be enough to finish that. And when I was in Iran, it's also like a place where in general it's hard to find ingredients and you cannot rely on that you will be able to find. So what I do every single time I run into such problem is just buy a bar of chocolate and just chop it up. I mean, literally, that's what chocolate chips are. Chocolate chips. So that's everything I wanted to mention. Now, if you're curious to see how it goes trying this recipe out for the very first time, then keep on watching. We're gonna need 140 grams of oats, 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of butter, 60 grams of sugar, 60 grams of brown sugar, 80 grams of white chocolate chips, 90 grams of dried cranberries, 40 grams of coconut flakes, 1 egg, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and quarter of a teaspoon of salt. With the wet batter. So into a large bowl, I'm gonna add the butter and both kinds of sugar and just cream them together. I'm gonna be using my handheld mixer. Laura actually mixed everything on her standing mixer. Mine is back in Lithuania. I'm currently in Turkey, but little is left until I'm reunited with my precious thing. But until then, this works just as fine. And now to this, I'm gonna add my egg and vanilla extract. I moved my wet mixture there because that's ready. And now before adding my dry ingredients there, I wanted to just quickly mix them together. So into a separate bowl, I'm gonna add the oats, flour, baking soda and salt and just quickly mix them together. Then add to the wet mixture and mix until incorporated. And now I'll just fold in the cranberries, white chocolate chips and coconut. At this point, I turned on my oven to preheat to 190 degrees and now I'm gonna do something which normally I do in the very beginning, but I totally forgot. That is prepare my baking sheet by lining it with some parchment paper, and then I'll just move on to forming the cookies. I have my small ice cream scoop. It's the size of 1 tablespoon, so if you don't have such thing, which if you like cookies, you totally should have such thing, you can just use a tablespoon, and I'll form the cookies and put them around 5 centimeters apart. Usually that means that it will be 12 cookies on a baking sheet, like 3 like so, 4 like so. My hands dirty, what I'm gonna do is actually form the rest of the cookies to freeze. So what I do, I just take a plastic bag, I think it's actually not bag, table, plate. It's a paper plate, actually, not even plastic. It can be plastic or paper, whatever, just not glass, because you're gonna put it into the freezer and you don't want it to break. So I'm gonna form the cookies, place them on this plate, put them into the freezer, and then tomorrow I'm gonna just transfer them from this plate into a Ziploc bag, and that's it. Whenever I want these cookies again, I'll take them out, literally frozen, not thawed out or anything, put them on the baking sheet and do exactly what I'm doing basically right now. Preheat the oven to 190. Once it's preheated, put the cookies inside and cook them for 10 minutes. That's it. So now this goes into the oven for 10 minutes. To address one thing, and that is that when you're using simple chocolate, that's take a chocolate bar and chop it up to make the chips, you have to be ready for the cookies to spread out a little bit. Like as you saw just a moment ago, the chocolate kind of melts quicker. The chocolate chips, specific chocolate chips, they have some ingredients which keep them intact longer. That's why Laura's cookies are more like little bowl size, but mine spread out way more, and they're not that like super pretty shape, but still like, hey, look, once you take out those like melted parts, it doesn't affect the taste whatsoever. And actually normally when I make, I don't even bother taking off those parts because some people really like them. Like those are really crunchy, tasty parts. And when you're baking, taking out of the freezer, that's a problem you will not have. Actually, it's way better when you're substituting chocolate chips with real chocolate. It's almost like better to freeze first the dough and then bake because it holds the shape way better. That's everything I wanted to say. No, look, come on. Come on. That looks really nice. Now, I was really rushing. Oh, incidentally, half is already missing. My husband came from work home. He really wanted to try cookies. These are oatmeal cookies. I love it. Oh my god. This is so good. One of my favorite, if not favorite, cookies of Laura's are her oatmeal cookies. I have no idea how many times I made them. I feel like until I finish this, I won't be able to speak. These are so good. My god, I love the texture of cookies when they have oatmeal. Actually, not even just cookies. I remember I baked some bread with oatmeal in it, and I just love that, texture. You can bite into it, and I'm on a quest to finish the cookie. This is so good. My god, cookies are great. I mean, you can never go wrong with cookies. When you make your whole batch and freeze them up, It's amazing just how much you can surprise your guests by baking them cookies. I remember one time I was kind of, I don't know, just like one of my friends, she came over with her family, and I just took out a batch of cookies and baked while they were just sitting and waiting for me to come. So it took me like literally 15 minutes. The oven preheated, I popped the cookies into the oven for 10 minutes, and I came with the cookies on, you know, a team. And she was like, oh my god, you have to tell me how you did that. And I was so stubborn, I just like loved that surprise factor. I didn't tell her. So I think they think that I actually made quickly whipped up the batter and like baked them. But freezing stuff just makes wonders. Honestly, you can freeze anything. It's exactly the same, if not better, in such case when you're substituting something, because then you have the nice shape and whatnot. But it's just, you have everything ready on your hand. Desserts, main meals, soups, everything. Literally everything. So here are Laura's cookies. I think they look pretty similar, don't you? If you want to watch how Laura makes them, the link is there in the cards. The written recipe is in the description box down below, in both American and the metric systems. Don't be discouraged that my cookies didn't look so perfect. Honestly, they taste... I still have a little... I feel like I deserve that. I told the all main points. This is great. I love it. I truly do. These will be right after the oatmeal cookies. I just love oatmeal, apparently. So if you try them out, let me know. Let me know how you like them. Let me know what kind of combinations you come up with while cleaning out your pantry, as I clearly have some plans with these cookies. Yeah, I will be signing off. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!